What is with me and these ridiculously early start times? It is 3:36. You'll be able to see me in a second. There we go. I'm looking like a bag lady as I head to the yard because we're going eventing. Babies, all right. Ooh, bright light. Anybody in there? There's Maggie. Here's Donut. Good boy. Morning, little girl. Bit late, isn't it? Or a bit early. Which one is it? Oh dear me. So if you haven't noticed, it's another early start. It's pre 4 a.m, which I do think is arguably nighttime. Yeah, Maggie's watching me. I need to switch her light on. Just get the ramp down on the floor. Sorry, switch the lights on already. It's yeah, it's early. I've still not come to the terms with how early it is. My alarm went off at 3 a.m. I normally have a shower when it's this early. I switched my shower and I looked at it. I thought, I'm not getting in there. So, you all right, pretty girl? Ponies, which is a real rarity. I plaited them up last night, which really isn't like me. It's not something I would normally do. I prefer to do them in the morning. But, yeah, with needing to be on the road this early, it was essential. I didn't actually end up coming in from the yard until pretty late. I think I did my last check with you guys at 11 p.m. So they've been left for precisely 4.5 hours. So it's not like their plats have been in forever, I guess. Hay steamer's back on the go because autumn is upon us, even though it's only August. It should be summer, shouldn't it? Right, let's finish off getting this ramp down. I need 2 hands. Right, ramp down and sorted. Like I was saying, autumn is here. I mean, God, like 3 weeks ago, it'd have practically been daylight at this time, wouldn't it? Because it was all summery and lovely, but it's not anymore. It feels like we're on the very... You alright, Loki? Loki, deep breaths, like not panicky deep breath. There we go. That's like internal sneezing, isn't it, when dogs go... Apparently, maybe I should actually research it myself rather than just listening to what someone else says. But, yeah, lost my train of thought. It feels like winter is coming. And what feels even more like winter is coming is I've just done the planning to the end of my season. So I know what events there are left with my plan A and plan B. So it makes me feel a little bit sad that everything's drawing to a close. But then it's exciting because then you get to do winter training and all of that. And it's nice to have the change in seasons. But yeah, there's a little part of me that just would quite like it to be summer forever. So yeah, just tied the hay net up. So we are off to a new venue for us today because it's quite far away from us, hence the early alarm. We are going to Sapey Horse Trials, which I don't know exactly where it is, to be quite honest. I am terrible at geography. I think it's in the West Midlands, sort of down and across a bit from us. So that's going to be your geography lesson for today. We're going down and across. But I don't even know if I'm pointing the right way when I say across. So it's about 3 hours away. Donut is running second of the day, and he's in the novice. And Maggie is first of the day in the 100. You're going to be trailblazer, kid. With all that bedding in your tail. Right, I best get loaded because I hear Mama H is here. So we best get going.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks. And I feel misplaced without you. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to, never wanted to end it like we did. I guess shit happens for a reason.
There we go, 2 ponies on board. Safe travels, baby. Let's get going.
But it's like something feels different from back then. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to, honestly I'm open wide. I don't feel like waking up without you by my side. I still see your silhouette. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to your bedroom?
We are here. It's set up to be a beautiful day and this looks like a really stunning venue. I have just had to ask directions for the cross-country start. I'm just looking at where I can cross over. I might have to go underneath some string, so I'll talk to you in a second. I've located, just have to deal with this, and we go. Located the cross-country start. There's so many old little buses here. I had to come out the wrong end of the lorry park. Just walked the Showjumping and it's gorgeous. It's this really rustic set of show jumps that, you know, would have probably had 15 years ago. It's so lovely to see them still in use. Yeah, I'll talk to you more in a sec. Let's go through the start. So straight away going uphill. I've got a nice little log to get us going. Looks inviting. There's trees. Nice one to set us on the road. Donut's in the novice, Maggie's in the 100, which means Maggie is pink, Donut is yellow. My legs are going to have a workout today. 6 miles an hour. Let's go. Yeah, so Showjumping looks nice. We'll see how it goes. We've never been here before. It's quite a long way away from us. We thought it'd take us about 3 hours, and then we got stuck in some really bad traffic, so it's taken us nearly 4. Our next fence, a nice little chase fence. So Donut's over that one, Maggie's over this one. Just go down these guys. Proper course where you're at in the countryside. I like this. Real cross country where we get to gallop across the big fields. Coming up to number 3. Donut has a dog kennel with some little doggies underneath it. I need to slow my bike down, else I'm going to fall off. There we go. The ground feels nice. It's firm at the minute. You know, we've not had loads of rain. Hurrah! So it is firmer, but it feels really good. Number 4. That looks gigantic. Let's see. Oh, the ditch isn't that huge. It actually looks more imposing as you go up to it than when you're actually by it. Let's see. That's not so bad, is it? Not so great when I'm stood down the ditch, but in realism we'll take off here. I just need to keep his head up and leg on, so he doesn't have a good eye full of that ditch. So that's Donut's Checkin, using the bike for size. Still looks quite large. We'll not look at that. And then this is Maggie's one, which is much more inviting. And this is a lovely ground line. That's what we have to remember with Checkinas. Even with Ditchy Donut, they make for a nice ground line. And he did the ditch at Badminton, the Checkin at Badminton, really well. So this is just a bigger version. So he just needs to keep his eyes up and keep going forwards, please. Next issue is locating somewhere I can get through on the bike. Speeding down the hill. So yeah, like I was saying, I'm in a bit of a hurry because I thought it would take about 3 hours to get here, and like I say, we ended up in literally standstill traffic. We switched the lorry off for half an hour, So we left at 4:05, and we got here, I want to say, at quarter to 8. So we've lost a bit of time, but Mum always plans extra time, and Lizzie always picks on me because I arrive so much sooner to an event than she does, but I've got things to do. Busy girl, horses to stood up and stuff. And it stresses me if I'm running late for the event, so we do rock up early. So this is just eaten into our early time, which means I can still walk my courses, but I am not dilly-dallying. 5 nice roll top with a brush on the back. We could have just shared them, couldn't we? Rather than having one each for the 100 and the novice. Heading this way for the next. But yeah, so far so good. I do like it. It's got some hills, it's got some good galloping, and it looks a little bit rustic, which is nice. I'm gonna have to walk these because I've got a double for the horses. So this is Donut's fence. So we're doing that and then we're going straight on to that roll top. So we'll land there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1 stride, 2, 3, 4. That's 2 strides, 2, 3, 4. That's 3 strides, 1, 2. So a committed 3, or I'll walk it backwards. If I want to give myself some space, I can jump in on the angle over that one, and I can come around 1, 2. That would be the takeoff point. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 1 stride straight to there, and then I'd have to do a line there. I don't think that's appropriate, to be honest. I think I'll just aim for straight, whip in my right hand, left hand open, right leg closed, and tell him where he's going rather than confusing him. Cute green and blue roll tops and Maggie's. You can see the technicality difference between the novice, where we've got like quite an upright fence, to an angled fence, whereas we've got just 2 in a line, maybe a slight curve on them for the 100, and they're just building it up as it gets to a harder course. 2 strides in there, 2 committed strides, go-y cross-country strides, but we've had a good gallop, so the stride length should be open, and then 3 committed strides there, but I think you could squeeze a 4th in if I don't think he's clocked on or whatever and he's not going to be straight. So it's going to be a busy day today as well. We don't have much time. I literally have an hour between Maggie starting her cross country and Donut starting his dressage. That's going to be an interesting changeover because there's just me and Mum. Yeah, have a look at them. Some roll tops. And we'll come around here. So yeah, there's literally just me and Mum, so we're trying to be organised. I've got flat studs in them, so it's a case of unscrew and re-screw studs in. And yeah, we're just going to be busy, so this is probably the most chatting I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to be getting on with it. Now, we're at a hollow. Okay. Oh, that's a steep slope. Ooh. Right, let's just, I'm not riding down there on my bike, so big jump. It's like the Hickstead Derby bank. Goodness gracious me. At least you land on the flat. This is Donut's fence. It's a nice let up over the roll top. He's going to get to about here. His head will be that height, so he doesn't know he's got anywhere to land on. There is a black line, which means I've got an alternative. I can come and jump this. So I think I'd come jump that on the right rein over that, and then turn to go that way. And then we come out up over that. I'll double check. And Maggie's the same. There's a yellow one and a pink one on that one. So if I don't want to make them do that interspace fence, if they're being a little bit spooky and lucky, I can come from the roll top, create myself a little bit of a loop back on myself, pop over this, and then as soon as I land from that, I'll turn, get myself down the slope, and then I think I go up through there and over like their respective ones, I think. So, alternative option, or direct option, and we know that the camera doesn't show up a slope as well as it is in person. So you pop over this and then lean back and pray down the hill. So it's very, very steep. Maggie's looks good. Like hers isn't so steep, her slope isn't like off a cliff. I'd be interested in watching some people ride down that, because I've never ridden anything like that before. So pop over that. Again, she's not going to see, she might see her dry land to land on, and then she's right up there. But I don't think it would take that long to take the alternative. This is what Donut's fence looks like from the bottom. That's what Maggie's looks like. So they're pretty similar. Same question, just slightly easier for the 100 than the novice. And then a nice rise up the hill. You can get them really punchy up here. And you've got, I don't know, a stride and a half, 2 strides flat before you pop over these. And these are much smaller. And then this looks like it's got an alternative. If for some reason you're having trouble jumping up the hill, you just jump it the opposite direction. I think, red on the right. So direct route, jump that, down the slope, up out over that. Long route is jump that. You can avoid the slope completely if you wanted. You could jump that way, turn, and then come over this way. Good grief, I've just got lost. There's no strings, so quarry's behind me. You double back on yourself to this fence. It's not just me, I've noticed someone else that was lost. Easy, let's go. In a hurry. Yes, I must remember to double back on myself. I hope I don't get lost. I might not do that steep slope on Donut. We'll see. We'll see how he's feeling. It'll be good education for him if he's feeling good. But this is his first novice in a little while. He hasn't done one since end of May, start of June time. Where am I going now? Over there. Okay. So yeah, the aim of today is just to sort of check that we're feeling good, check that we're happy with it. The same for Maggie, get her some extra confidence and mileage at 100, because it's been a hell of a year for her. Right, we're coming into some trees. So Maggie's got the brush, Donut's got the white rails, which look, you know, there's something to see. But he jumped those white gates at badminton, so I'm not too alarmed about that. Quite friendly for Maggie. These are upright, but they're on mim clips, which means they'll come down if anybody has a mishap. Then Donut goes over that brush, I assume. Let me just check. I want to eliminate myself. Oh yes, that's yellow, even though it's quite dark. And then Maggie goes over there. I'll go have a look. So Maggie comes over the brush, then over this, and then she's actually got that. I could have easily missed that. So I feel like that log's slightly spooky, just in its profile. Should be fine for her. And then just make sure she locks on. Donut hasn't got anything after his brush, so he just does the white rail to that. And then I think Donut's going over there, and Maggie will be cutting the corner, we shall go. So the thing to remember with like light and dark is their eyes don't adjust as quickly as ours do. They're better in the dark than ours are, but they take longer to adjust, so you just have to give them a bit of time to look and sort of give them extra confidence. Let's have a look. Here is what Donut is doing. It's a bit bumpy here. I think we've got a nice little curving line. I'm not gonna, it's got like a sort of thing to sit you back off of the palisade, which is nice because it was quite upright. And then hop over this. I'm not going to bother walking it because who knows with what jump I get in, what line I'll be on. Basically all I'll be aiming to do is pop in. Have a look again. The ground line is brilliant to stand you off a little. Eyes on the right. Closing the door with my left hand side. Opening the door with my right hand side. So I open my right rein. Left leg on. Left rein supporting so I don't lose him through the shoulder. Then eyes up and ahead to his next fence, which is that skinny brush over there. Okay, so as we just discussed, going light into dark is something to be aware of with them. We've now got this little bird's nest brush, which is an interesting profile, and the other thing to be cautious of or aware of that he'll notice is the slope down. So again, if he's not feeling okay or whatever, we've had a bad jump over there or something, obviously we're here for giving them good, confident, happy runs and getting our mileage, this is our alternative option to do instead of the skinny brush. So what we can do is we can pop over that, bypass this brush, and then loop round to the left. These long routes aren't terribly long. They'll mean you won't get the time if you go taking all of them, but it would mean that you could get a clear round if you thought you had something that was particularly an issue. So for me, I would much prefer this fence if the back hedge was a bit bigger. I know that sounds stupid, but it gives me a bit more to aim at. This draws my eyes down to the front, so what I'll be doing is staring at that log in the distance so that we stay straight. Because he's good with these days. He didn't used to be, but he is now. We just need to trust him, aim in the middle between the flags, let him sort his feet out, and then we're into the hole. Okay, so on landing, we'll land about here from that, and then we've got good stride straight, I'd say. And you let him pick his feet down the hollow, and then I would attack up the hill. Anything you ride jumping uphill, keep the support down the contact, and then lots of leg on. That should be fine. Maggie's got a slightly easier version than Donut. She's got a log in, less of a hollow, although she does land with the ground running slightly away from her, and then she goes over that brush over there. Now where do I go? Not that way. I'm guessing. I'm sticking a guess in it. We're going this way. So obviously, I would prefer to walk one course at a time, or bike one course at a time, if I had an option. But time constraints, it just was not going to be impossible. Maggie's in the dressage arena at 9:40, and I don't get a break then until I finish all 6 phases. So we're having to do it together. I'll just have to use my pictures and videos to remind myself of where I'm going, which is why I'm sort of chatting away on these so that I can remind myself. Right, Donut's next fence. So we're coming through here, and I'm going to have to do this twice because Maggie goes in a different direction. Just going to hug the right hand side of the hedge and then close the right doors because we've got to jump that slightly on the angle. I'll show you from behind. Sometimes behind shows you the route that you need to take. So yeah, that is my route. And then I'm going over here with Donut, and I need to come back to see what Maggie's got to do. Right, we've got a corner. It's under the tree. Oh, it's not much of a corner. Wait, bike. It's a palisade. We'll call that a palisade. And then where's he go? Over there. Okay, and Maggie's got that Checkin there, so I'll go have a look at that. Bye bye, Donut. See you in a bit. I'm Donut. Right, Maggie's Checkin. Oh, can he go through there? There's a ditch. My bike doesn't jump. Right, we're gonna go right back up. I just hope I get back and I've not missed anything out, because it's not that obvious. I think I could easily miss things. Hold on. I think we're doing okay. Right. It's a nice chicken. Nice and inviting with some pony eating trees coming out the bottom of it. Right, over here. Look at that, there's people warming up for Showjumping already. I didn't look at what time it is. No sorry. We haven't got time to be checking the time. So we've got these skinny boxes that are interesting. Got trees to hold you in, but I still suspect it's just slightly different from what they used to seeing. Okay, nearly home. We've got water now. Okay, Maggie is A, the blue box. B, the step. Hey, why's Maggie got a step and Donut's not? What's going on here then? Surely Donut should have the step. Sapey, you've done me dirty here. Right. Well, at least she's going back towards home. I don't like the look of those. Shall we just let's just do that. Where am moment. Okay, so she just does the step, and then Donut's just got that. That looks like it might be a little bit squishy there to be aware of. Okay, so it's a long route for Donut as well. Have I got no choice? No, there's definitely a black line. Oh, I see. Of course, it's like destined to confuse me. So I have the choice. I can come off the step with Maggie, or I can jump this, then do a little squiggle, come through the gap here where I've parked the bike, and then just come down the slope, I think, because there's a black line B there. Makes sense, I think. Okay. I've been up too early for this. This is Donut's black line, so if I don't want to do that skinny there, he can do this. But he should be able to do the skinny. Okay, all looking good. I just need to install an update in my sat-nav brain to make sure I know where I'm going. Okay, Donny's got a corner, don't miss that out. So here is a Donut jump. Eagle-eyed view will spot the 19. That's a beefier corner. It's like an open corner, but with logs. There's not a huge amount to point at, so again, we just aim between the flags, like that. And then I think the last is over there. Interesting. Okay, and then Maggie's got that one, and let's go see the last and go get her ready. So this is the point when I'll be patting myself on the back. I've remembered where I'm going. I've really done a really good round. This is what's going to definitely happen. And then fence 19 to finish for Maggie, 20 to finish for Donut, and then the crowd will go wild as we go through the finish line. Woo! Double clearance, ride the tide. I'm gonna go get Maggie ready. I'm frozen. I've got a coat and a jumper on, and we had to turn the heating on in the lorry on the way here. Autumn is arrived. Hello and welcome to my dressage test voiceover. Hi guys, it's very late during this voiceover, so I think I might be going slightly insane, but hey ho. You'll be seeing a bit of the warm-up, a bit of my prep before I turn down the centre line. My aim for Maggie on this day, other than not to crash into the horse walking in front of me as I try to get to my centre line, and the poor runner, bless them. My aim for Maggie this day was, after finding it so hard lately with my dressage, was to simplify everything. Basically, I feel like I've just ended up complicating absolutely everything. So to just aim for a clear, round, smooth test where Maggie and I are happy and working together, and just you know, go and do the moves in the right places and sit nicely and try and be in a rhythm. Simple as that. So we started off in a 7.5 with a fairly straight centre line, and then we got a 7 for our trot up until the turn left, got a 6.5 for the first 15 metre circle with drifted large second half, and then a 6 for our second 15 metre circle with too large, which is funny because I initially thought I'd started off my 15 metre circles too small and was altering them for that, so I'll take the blame there. 7 for our counter transition because it was obedient according to the judge, and our circle right 20 meters here that we're doing. We got a 7.5 with fair circle, and you can just see simplifying life seems to be going quite well. We're not perfect everywhere, but it's looking just consistent and good. Transition to trot, we got a 7, and then transition to walk, we got another 7. So I feel like the tactics were paying off, thank goodness. So we're going to keep doing more of this simplified work and just find our way back to normal. We got an 8 for this free walk on a long rein, and it was a really lovely free walk, but I do think the judge maybe blinked at this point because she did jog, and I was a bit gutted, but I was also pleased that she was thinking forward and quite happy. But the judge's comment was pleasing steps and stretch, so I got away with that amazingly. Our halt in mobility 4 seconds, she started off so beautifully square, and then she moved, and I initially felt like I could palm off the first move as me squaring her up, and then the second move, obviously I couldn't get away with that. So we got a 6 with moved and halt. Got a 7 for our transition and a 7 for our canter transition. And you can see everything is just, there's mistakes obviously, like that free walk one. I didn't pay for that mistake in the marks obviously, but I did pay for the mistake in our halt transition. She's usually got such a good halt, but it's nice to see that she's kind of keen to be getting on with stuff, but we seem to be on the same page and quite happy together. We got 7s all the way down here with our circle, and then a 6.5 for our centre line with slightly overshot A. The trot ends up quite a bit too big after cantering like that because she's quite keen. And then we got a 6.5 for our halt with lost straightness. And then comment was a lot to like, but need to be more supple over the back. So that's definitely something to work on. And we ended on a 30.8, which I was so relieved to have because I knew that test had mistakes and I knew what I could work on to make it better. So finally feeling a little bit more like I know what I'm doing again. Whereas I did feel like I'd had a brain transplant and couldn't remember what I was doing. So busy day, got straight onto the show jumping. As you can see, Maggie decided to take a stride out down to the first fence, which was entertaining. Got a little bit more on the same page. I can't say I was terribly happy about this show jumping round. Just felt a little bit messy and scrappy, to be honest. But by the same token, I did go into this show jumping round thinking, we need to get on with this, we need to go and jump round, because obviously our last show jumping I retired because we'd had a stop because I'd frozen mid-course. So I think I'd sort of gone a little bit the other way of being quite busy as a rider, but to be honest, that's the better way to go with Maggie. She prefers you to sort of be beavering away up there rather than leaving her to her own devices. So it's good that we did that, but hopefully next time out I can refine it a little bit and find the sort of halfway house where we can ride a smoother, sort of nicer round, hopefully. But anyway, she jumped clear. She was a very good girl. She's very comfortable at this height, so hopefully we'll keep on getting our act together and be able to carry on from there.
I had a feeling you'd come back and save me from all those lonely nights and heartbreaks. And I feel misplaced without you. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to? Never wanted to end it like we did. I guess shit happens for a reason, but it's like something feels different from back then. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to? Honestly, I'm open wide. I don't feel like waking up without you by my side. I still see your silhouette. Why don't we go back to, why don't we go back to your bedroom?
Underneath me! time to Donut's massage start time. And Donut is, well, cross country was running late, so we are in a hurry, hence why we're multitasking as always. So yeah, I will catch up with you later. Back again for test number 2, please. Did you notice Donut shaking his head? Well, when I was talking to Mum just before my bell rang, I was actually asking her if she had any fly spray in her panniers of her bike, because there was this one pesky fly that kept on landing on his neck, bless him, and you're going to see in a second, it landed on his neck again just as he was going down the centre line, and he starts to get really cross at it. You can see he starts shaking his head. And I was just trotting down this centre line thinking, what do I do? How do I help? Do I grab the fly off? Because it wasn't really making any difference. It kept landing back on his neck again. And then he did a really vigorous shake and got rid of it, but also nearly got rid of his ears in the meantime. So I thought, at that point, I was thinking, oh my God, what do I do if his ears are half off? Can I just pull them off and throw them out the arena? Luckily, we just persevered on and they managed to cling on in there for the whole test. So that was one disaster avoided. Anyway, on to the actual test. I didn't get to collect my test because we left sooner than sort of them being available. So I don't know exactly what the judge said. I have asked for them to send me a picture, which I'll hopefully get so I can get to see the feedback at some point. Obviously, you might have noticed this test is quite tough. So we went down the centre line, turned left, changed the rein in medium trot across the diagonal. Then we went down the centre line again, did 2 lots of leg yields with that, and then another change the rein in medium trot. So the whole test for me Then we had to do a halt and a rein back as well. Sorry, let's not get distracted. So I literally taught Donut rein back this week. So it's not great, but I was so pleased at him giving it a try, because the first time I asked him for it, he was just like, no, absolutely not. So, and did throw his teddies out the pram a couple of times. So I had to have Mum on the ground helping me just show him what we were needing to do. So yeah, this test is tough. It's got a lot of moves in it. It comes up thick and fast. And I just felt like we were firefighting, you know, like with a fly as we came down the centre line, and just trying to get all the moves done in the right order, rather than me being able to really influence his way of going. We then had a walk to canter straight into a 15-metre circle right. Wasn't actually a bad walk to canter, to be fair. And I just felt like I didn't really have him that connected, and I wasn't really riding for more. At Frickley, I was able to do a bit more riding for more, and on this day I wasn't. This 20-metre circle had to be in medium canter, which was also tough. But by the same token, I only had an hour in between Maggie finishing cross country, so an hour to get her studs out, get her washed off, get her untacked, put on the lorry, tack Donut up, get myself changed, and go and warm up for dressage. So it's not actually that much time when you think about it. So everything was done very quickly, and I just feel like Donut sort of felt a little bit hurried. And even though he was keeping a lid on it, I did feel sort of a bit like I was on thin ice. So we were just working along together nicely. And what I will say, looking at this test, it looks a whole lot better than it felt. I sort of felt like I'd ridden really quite a bad test, and actually we're doing all the moves in the right order. Everything's happening in the right place. There's a lot of refinement that can happen, and we have run through this test nicer at home, but I was just pleased to get it done, because this was tough. Like these half circles back to the track, so you then had to do a counter after it. But the half circles were meant to be between 10 and 12 metres, so they weren't even half 15-metre circles. And that's it. In a flash, we're done. So we kept a lid on it. I did say to Mum, oh yeah, and then he decided to do a rein back when we did our halt. So I was like, oh no, shall we just re-halt, please? And then he did it again. So at that point, I was like, right, I'm just going to salute. So yeah, I did say to Mum, I was like, anything sub 40, and I'll be pleased with that, because I really didn't think it was a very strong test. As it was, we got 37, which, you know, was on a par with what I thought that we deserved. But what we discovered then was actually that it was quite a high marking section, and I can't remember exactly where 37 left me, but put it this way, if I'd jumped to double clear, that's a bit of a spoiler for you, isn't it? If I'd jumped to double clear inside time, he would have come third. There was people on 40s, 45, 49 and all sorts. So yeah, he was actually on quite a strong dressage, which was very impressive given that I thought it was quite a tough test. Show jumping now, and I was so pleased with how he started this round. Really rhythmical and really in balance for the first two fences. We do a change about now, there we go, and then he sort of added quite a lot of throttle and was quite keen to go, but I managed to keep my cool and say, no, let's just wait for the fence, shall we? And we got it back. Here, I don't know if you can see it, there, he does it again. He just sticks his bottom underneath him and just goes. It's barely visible, but he does, and I was just like, no, you're going to wait, which actually what it meant was we got to the base of the first part of the double really on the hand, so we messed up that double quite badly, and then I just decided that I best ride with him for the rest of the round a little bit, and he sprung round it. So we still have quite a lot of refining to do. Obviously this was 8 faults, but actually we were nowhere near touching anything else. It was just that we messed up the double, and we're still getting there. But I was really delighted with how he jumps. He feels so fantastic over a course of this height.
Shitty car, but we hit the road. Doesn't matter where we go and destination or no. I don't care where the motor stops. Cause when I want it, then I want it, yeah, I want it, oh, I want it, let's go. Look around, where's the people at? I want a taste of the good life, hit me with it, right now, in it. Cause when I want it, then I want it, yeah, I want it, oh, I want it, let's go. And I won't look back, yeah, I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. You said, yeah, Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. It's 2 a.m. when we close the bar, but we're in the get-go. Next place, give me someone I could dance with you beneath the stars. Cause when I want it, then I want it, yeah, I want you. Everything stops when you move like that, and I wanna get in close to you. It's what I'm gonna do, cause right now I'm in it. I feel kinda dizzy when I'm staring at you. And I won't look back, yeah, I don't care about the bad shit back home. It's Cincinnati, baby, I just wanna let it go. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Maybe I don't have to know your real name. I'm just addicted to the way you take the pain away. Nothing matters when we're way out here. Yeah. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby. Cincinnati, baby, Cincinnati, baby.
Right, so Mum's got this good footage of Donut waiting at the start box, so I thought I might just talk you through what I get up to while we're waiting to go. So I tend to go over there fairly early. This is probably as excited as any of my guys tend to get, and I'll have a chat to the starter. I'll walk them through the start box, I'll walk them up to the first fence if I think it's appropriate, and then I always make sure that they're switched on doing some transitions. Donut's now at the stage that he doesn't need checking that he's switched on. You can tell that he is literally ready at any available opportunity to go. And I set my watch up with the optimum time on it, but I start it 10 seconds early so that I know when the beeps go for the, like, you're out of time, I know that I've actually got 10 seconds leeway. And that's what I've just done there. So I'll press the button as she says 10, which then means when it comes to going through the start box, I don't have to be trying to press start or anything silly like that. And then I'll walk through at 5 seconds to go, and that usually is enough time to get going like that. And Donut is now a master of his trade. He's such a good boy. So let's watch the cross country.
Live your life within the moment. And don't go wait until the morning. You never know when it is over. All that I know is we'll get older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. Get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air again.
Wowzers, we're all done. That was like going through a washing machine. Good boy. So ponies are all washed off and nice and clean now. I gave Maggie a quick wash off, but I've done her a secondary one because she wasn't quite finished. He's stealing his haylage. And yeah, I wanted to do it properly, but we didn't have very much time in between horses. Stoney has been a superstar, absolute superstar. His dressage, he got a fly on him and he got really upset as he started off, and it was just a little bit tentative, I'd say. I felt like I was firefighting a bit, but to be honest, I think it was a little bit of the aftermath of having to rush around at the lorry. He was a bit tense, but he held it together and he was a really good boy amongst a section of really good people. His show jumping was superb. We just had a mishap at a double and took both parts down, which is fine because I felt like we got it back for the other phase. Maggie's offended because Donut's eating the haylage vigorously. Yeah, the show jumping was fantastic. It knocked us out of any sort of contention because we weren't on a very good dressage anyway. But it doesn't matter because I still feel like we've improved in every phase. He's had to learn rein-back for today, which, no mean feat in a week. So, yeah, and I know where we can improve. There's loads of stuff we can do to improve on. So to have a test that hard and be able to do a sub 40 and build from there, I am thrilled. And then cross country he stormed around. I intentionally took a long route at fence 8 at the one into the quarry with the steep slope. I was just like, I just want to keep building his confidence. As it is, I really think he would have done it, but it was just intentional, and I was just a few seconds behind on the clock because I'd taken the long route and we added some time penalties, so I was delighted. And there's been a lot of people that have been eliminated and retired and fallen off and all sorts, and yet he stormed around it like a superstar. Trailblazer as well. We went first, didn't we, Donny? So I was really thrilled with that. Really thrilled with Maggie. I haven't given you a real debrief. I was busy getting your studs out, or doing donut studs, wasn't I? Good girl. Maggie was a superstar. We're building our confidence back up, which is good, and it's lovely to have her back on form. And I think she's come second, so I need to go get her rosette. I'm just waiting for that ice to finish. I've got some gel under here. Sorry you didn't get any behind the scenes in between. That's the last round of ice, and it's behind the scenes in between. It's just been so busy. It's been absolutely bonkers, and we've got it took us 3 hours and 40 to get here, so we've got that to drive home. So I've wanted the horses out. They've been eating the grass and had their ice on. Mum's had a sleep because she's got all that driving home to do, while I've packed away and sorted out and got the plats out and whatnot. We're about ready to load up, stick them on, go fetch my dressage sheets, and we'll head home. I've not even got a clue what time it is. Blooming heck, it's 3:45. My goodness, that'll be like 8 p.m. home tonight. We left. I hope that's all right. Yes, we left at 4 a.m. this morning, so that's a long day. But it's been a very worthwhile day. So I'm going to crack on, and I'll sign the vlog off here and say thank you so much for watching. It feels great to be getting my mojo back with them. They're such chalk and cheese. They're very different horses. I mean, even when you look at them stood like that, Donut goes all patterned after he's been washed off. I have to groom him. I think it's because his coat's so soft, but I promise I have washed him off. Even when you look at them, they're just a completely different build, and they're different mentalities and different things that they like and dislike. So the more I get it right with both of them on the same day, the better. And I'm really chuffed. I'm really excited for the last bit of the season and delighted to have Maggie back going, because that's our first good run at 100 since Lincoln in March. It's mental. It's taken a while, but it's good to have you back, baby girl. She says it's good to be back. Right, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you later.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in.